my name is Pat Guillet, and I'm a counselor and a yoga teacher, and I wanted to talk to you about EMDR 2.0. EMDR 2.0 is a fabulous new technique for healing from trauma. So what you do is you remember the trauma, you play the movie through your mind of what happened, and you focus on the worst image from that movie, the worst part, and you notice the thoughts, you notice the emotions, you notice what you feel in your body when you think about that worst part. And then your counselor will try to distract you from that by making your brain work really hard. So your counselor was going to make you do addition or subtraction or spell sentences forwards and backwards, or do some tapping and also follow your the finger, or you may actually use a light bar or something where you go right, left with your fingers. And all of that makes your brain work hard, and you're going to get confused, and you're not going to be able to figure it out, and you're going to wonder what's going on, and you're going to say the things wrong. But actually that's good, because that means if you get questions wrong, and if you get confused, that means that your brain is working super hard, it's working to its maximum. And that's what we want, because when your brain's working hard to its maximum, that's what brings the distress down from the traumatic event. So I've seen people heal from extremely traumatic events within like 15 minutes doing this technique. So I'm going to show it to you, but please don't do it at home. And if you're going to do it anyway on your own, please, have a distress line phone number, or a friend or a counselor or somebody ready to talk to you if you get stuck. So it's usually best to start with the worst traumatic event in your life, the one that you feel is the most distressing right now when you look back on it. Not what was most distressing at the time, but what's most distressing now when you think about it. So yeah, so I'm going to do some different things and show you how it works. And again, don't do it at home, but if you do it at home, you're doing it at your own risk, and make sure you've got a distress line ready. The other thing we do with EMDR 2.0 is often the therapist will have their finger go right, left, and you'll follow it really quickly and try to get it within 5 inches of your face. And that right, left following with your eyes can calm down your hindbrain so that you don't get into fight, flight, freeze. And a lot of people find with regular EMDR that they'll dissociate, they'll get out of their bodies, or they'll, just check out or get numb because the emotions are too overwhelming. But all the tapping and the spelling and the working your brain hard stops you from dissociating, so that you can still heal the trauma, even though normally you would dissociate thinking about it. So let's try I'm going to share my screen here, and you're going to follow the dot. No, you're not. You're not going to do this on your own. Good. So now think about the trauma. Think about the movie of the trauma. Focus on the worst part, and then follow the dot, and then spell the sentence that represents the worst part of the trauma. Spell it forwards and spell it backwards. So that's going to take a little while. I'll let you have time to do that. And spelling it backwards. Good. And just notice whatever comes up when you're working on this. And then think of another sentence about the trauma. Spell that forwards and backwards. If you don't like spelling, what you can do is count backwards from 100 by 3. When the therapist does this with you, they might also ask you questions like name 3 mountains, or name 3 vegetables. Name 3 fruits. Name 3 beverages. Name 3 meals. So whatever it is, and then notice what comes up. Now, notice whether your distress has gone up or down or stayed the same. Now, some people push away their emotions and their distress will come up as they're doing this. Other people, it comes down. Other people, it stays the same. So if it's staying the same for you after a few rounds, or two rounds, then, or 3 rounds, then what you need to do is add more things. So some of the things that you might add are things like standing up and doing some movements. So step forward to the right and back with both feet, forward to the right with both feet, back one foot after the other, forward and back with both feet. You can't really see me, forward and back. Or you can step in a square. So step forward, across, backwards, and across. Forwards, across, backwards, and across. Forwards, across, making a square with your feet. So if your distress isn't coming down after a few rounds, 2 or 3 rounds, then you need to add another task. All right. So follow the dot. Focus on the worst part now of the trauma. Do a tapping thing with you can have your hands on your knees, tapping right, right, left, 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 right, left, right, right, left, 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 right, 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 left, and then spell a sentence, any random sentence, forwards and backwards. Good. Name 3 countries. Name 3 cities. Spell that sentence forwards and backwards again, or keep going, whichever way you were going. If the distress isn't coming down, you need to add more tasks. So start tapping with your feet or tapping with your hands on your knees and counting, doing math, counting backwards from 100, or spelling sentences forwards and backwards. It can be a neutral sentence. It can be one dealing with the trauma. Notice your distress. Notice if it's come down. And then think back on the trauma. Think about the worst part now. And do the same thing. Follow the dot with your eyes. Don't move your head, just your eyes back and forth. Do the tapping and spell. Or you can just spell forwards and backwards. You don't have to do the tapping unless your distress is not coming down. Then you need to do the third task. Notice your distress level. If it's getting low, then, think about like what keeps it a 3 out of 10 instead of a 0 out of 10. What keeps it that bad? Focus on that. Focus on the image of that, the feeling in your body, and go back to the eye movements and back to the spelling forwards and backwards, or the counting backwards from 100 by 3 or by 2. And if you can handle another task, then add in tapping with your feet or your hands. Good. And notice your distress level now. Focus back on the trauma. If it's 0, great. If it's not 0, then focus on what's still the worst part. What keeps it a 1 or a 2 instead of a 0, or what keeps it a 7 or 8 instead of a 0, or what's making it not come down. Sometimes what makes it not come down is an obstacle to healing, such as I don't deserve to heal, or it's really my fault, or it's not safe to heal. If I heal from this, then people won't like me, or who knows? Or if I heal, who will I be? I've always been, identified myself as someone who's gone through this trauma. It could also be if I heal, then I won't be able to hold them accountable. I won't be able to get justice, or I won't be able to get revenge. So think about what's keeping it higher, and focus on that. Do the eye movements. If you need the tapping as well, do the tapping. You can also do, if you need even more things to make your brain work hard, you can do a different tapping, like 2 2 3 3 3 2 2 3 3 3 2 2 3 3 3, left left right 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 left left left, and do spelling. Spell a sentence forwards and backwards, or count backwards from 100 by 2 or 3 or 4. Make it hard. If you get confused or lost with the counting or the spelling, just laugh and go back to it, try again. It doesn't matter. The one thing you don't want to do is the eye movements alone, because some people have a really bad reaction to just the eye movements. If you tend to dissociate and you do the eye movements, you're going to get worse. But if you tend to dissociate, you do the eye movements and the tapping and the spelling and the whatever you need to get your brain occupied, and the steps that you're doing, the little dance steps that I showed you, then you're going to be okay. So make sure you do more than just the eye movements. Okay, so if you are down to 0, if you're not down to 0, then just keep replaying and doing the eye movements, the tapping, the spelling, or the addition, or the subtraction, or whatever. And then if you are down to 0, once you do get down to 0, then think of a positive phrase that's the opposite of the negative thoughts from the beginning of when you were thinking about the trauma. So if the negative thought was I'm powerless, you could say I can handle it. Not necessarily I can handle it if it happened again, but it would be I can handle the image of it. I can handle the memory of it. Or if the negative thought is I'm shameful, then your net positive thought could be I am human and I'm okay, or it's okay to be human, it's okay to be imperfect. Or it could be I'm a beautiful child of the universe, or something like that. So think of a positive phrase if you're at 0 distress. And this time you can just use following the dot with your hand, and try to get your face 5 inches from the screen and follow it that way. That works even better, and it should be as fast as you can tolerate. So if it's too fast, you can download cloudemdr.com, and then, or not download, but just go to that website and make it as fast or as slow as you need it to be so that you can follow it. Using your positive phrase, say it 6 or 8 times, and follow the dot with your eyes. Good. Good work. Okay. Please like and share in the please like and subscribe, and please put any comments in the chat about how this video was for you. Thanks.